All right, everyone, and welcome back into the cave. Here we are for episode number 2 as we continue to follow the Montreal Expos in 1997. We have jumped back in that time machine, and oh boy, is this one going to be fun. We started out not so bad. We're about a month into the season. Let's take a look and see how we're doing so far. We are 14 and 16, just 6 games back of the 1997 New York Mets, and of course the Florida Marlins, who had a pretty good team that year, with the exception of no, actually they did have a good team that year. So some exciting stuff, definitely exciting stuff. Do have some not so good news. If you are a friend of the channel, if you've been following the cave here, unfortunately, don't know if I'll be able to do any more Chad McMurphy videos. I think we may have lost Chad, unfortunately, due to the fanatic button mashing and possibly hitting the wrong thing. But I'll try to see if I can recover some of his stuff, as I did have some of it saved another way. So we'll just have to see if we can do that. But definitely excited to get started here with the Expos in episode number 2. I assure you, I have not looked or seen any of this recently, so we're just kind of rolling from last week. I'll probably give it a couple minutes here before we get started, so I'd say we'll probably shoot for another 2-3 minutes before we get rolling in the episode. Throughout the episode, too, we'll also mention what's going on in the National League Championship Series. I am watching the Dodgers and the Brewers go at it. So as of right now, it is 2-1 Dodgers, bottom of the second. And looks like the Brewers actually are up to bat. They got a runner on second base. So hopefully, I'm actually pulling for the Brew Crew. So hopefully we can get something done for the Brewers here in game number 2. Thank you. They just gave us a base runner, so that's nice too. So it looks like we got first and second. Yeah, first and second. Excellent. Or maybe just first. I don't know. I can't read this thing. It's kind of small as I'm watching it on my phone. But yes, if you are going to be jumping in here and joining us while we play the Expos franchise, we will be talking a little bit about the Dodgers and the Brewers. And, of course, we'll kind of touch base on some of these players as we come across them here inside the Expos franchise mode. And I found a couple of interesting ones last week. Of course, we have a player on our team. I'm blanking on his last name right now, but first name was Bob. And guy only played 4 games in his career, but we're going to turn him into a star. We are going to turn Bob, our catcher, into a star for sure. So we'll give it another minute or two, and then we'll get this show on the road. All right, everyone, and welcome back into the cave. We are here again to see our Montreal Expos in franchise mode. Of course, we were lucky enough to find the 1997 roster for the Major League Baseball teams. So here we are. I went ahead and plugged those all in. Got started last week. We were also able to find the Montreal Expos Olympic Stadium, which somebody built. Actually looks really good. They did an excellent job. So thank you very much for that, for whoever it is that spent all that time to do that. It actually looks pretty realistic. If you joined us last week, basically what we're going to do, we're going to kind of play through some of these games. We'll simulate, kind of see how our team is moving. And we'll talk a little bit about baseball that's going on right now. Currently, we have the Dodgers and the Brewers in the National League Championship Series. And, of course, I've got hockey going at the same time. So pretty exciting night. I've got quite a few hockey games rolling, as well as the Dodgers and the Brewers going here on my phone. So kind of tough for me to see it. So if you're jumping in and you're joining us, feel free to give me updates as I'm looking at the screen playing the game tonight. And of course, always want to welcome you in to join me tomorrow night as well. I'll do about an hour or so with the Chicago Blackhawks as we try to bring them to the Stanley Cup Championship. And if you're just jumping in and you didn't wait out the 5 minutes before we started, feel free to jump in on any of the other episodes as well. We've got the Whalers that we did last year, and we'll continue with them. That won't be live. I'll be doing those kind of edited, so feel free to check those out as well. If you are a fan of Chad the Tank McMurphy, unfortunately, it seems that we may have lost poor Chad to an unfortunate incident with me, pressing the wrong button. And Chad's no longer being found on my PlayStation, so might have to kind of reignite that Chad flame and get that going here. I'd love to do that live. Those videos actually had a few more viewers than my other videos, so seem to really get things going for people. And now that I can actually play the baseball game a little bit better, maybe Chad will be a little more successful, even though that's kind of what made him fun in the first place. Okay, so with all that being said, folks, once again, I welcome you into the cave for tonight's episode. Let's go ahead and see how we're doing with our Montreal Expos rebuild starting in 1997. So in episode number 1, we played through 30 games. And no, if you're just jumping in and you've never been with us before, we are not playing all 30 games. That would take until now. I would have been playing all week. I play all week anyway, but I would have been playing baseball games all week. No, what we do is we simulate the games, okay? We'll jump in if we have high-pressure moments or if our team has the opportunity to win a game. And we also focus on making roster moves and, of course, the draft as we try to build our Montreal Expos into a championship team. So, once again, if you are just joining us, that's what we do. We also talk a little bit of baseball, and we kind of pay attention to the hockey scores for the day. So let's go ahead and check this out, shall we? 14-16, we're currently in third place in the National League East, along with the Mets, who are 20-10, the Marlins, who are just about a game ahead of us at 15-15, the Phillies and the Braves rounding that out. That's kind of a surprise considering the 1997 Braves were pretty good. I'm almost positive they were. Probably a playoff team. Let's take a look at some of the other standings. In the National League Central, the Cubs are holding it down at 8. Actually, they're tied with the Cardinals, 18-12 and 18-12. And then the Reds, Pirates, and the Astros round out the National League Central. Out west, the Padres, the 1997 Padres at 18-11. Currently leading the National League West. The Rockies are 16-13. The Dodgers are right in the middle of things. And the Diamondbacks and Giants are at the bottom. The wild card is currently held by the Cubs. In the American League East, it's the Yankees, 21-9. In 1997, they made it to the playoffs and lost to the Cleveland Guardians in the playoffs that year. Of course, 1997 saw the Marlins and the Indians, so we're going to try to change that up. The Red Sox are in second place. The Blue Jays, Orioles, and Rays make up the bottom of the league. In the Central, the Indians. I tried to be as accurate as I could for 1997. So the Indians are in first place at 16 and 13. The Twins, Royals are second and third. Tigers and White Sox are rounding out the Central. And out west, the Mariners are 17 and 12. If you don't remember the 1997 Mariners, you had Ken Griffey Jr., you had Jay Buhner, you had Edgar Martinez. That was one heck of a team for sure. The Brewers are in second place. Why the Brewers are out west, I'm not really sure. I think I kind of goofed that up, but we're going to leave that the way it is. The Rangers, A's, and Angels right there in third, fourth, and fifth. And the wild card is currently the Red Sox and the Brewers. So not really sure about the Brewers. So let's go ahead and we're gonna take a look to see exactly who the Brewers are that I kind of created here. Okay, that's the Brewers. Yeah, that's the Brewers. But they just ended up out west for whatever reason. So, because I don't think they were in the West. If I'm mistaken, please let me know. I don't think they were in the West, but that is definitely the Brewers. So, okay. Now that we've explored the league and took a look at the Brewers, at the end of the episode, we will look at the current league leaders and our record, of course. Hoping to try to get through the month of May in this episode, so we'll kind of roll through this as fast as we can. Let's go in and have some fun. So here we are. We're heading into a series, I believe. We're actually going to be finishing up a series with the Philadelphia Phillies in Philadelphia. So, and then we'll jump into the month of May. So let's just go ahead and simulate this one right here. And let's see, did we get a win? Yeah, we got a win. Okay, so we are 15 and 16 as we start the month of May. And we'll have Dustin Hermanson heading to Philadelphia with the Expos, and he's taking on Kurt Schilling here in Game 1. Now, what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to sim through these, and then we will jump in and make adjustments if we need to. We'll check our injury list and all that good stuff. So, again, this is just us sitting here having some fun. If you do decide to join the live broadcast, please feel free to comment. I'd love to hear from you as we talk through it and we watch a little baseball together, and, of course, keep an eye on our hockey scores tonight for just about an hour or so. We'll go till probably about 6:45 West Coast. So if you're on the East Coast and you are watching me, welcome on in. If you're friends of mine, welcome on in. Go ahead and throw a thumbs up on the board. I'd love to see that pop up. Okay, so here we go. Philadelphia versus the Expos in Philadelphia, and we are going to take the win there. So we are now 16 and 16. We've got the Expos at 500 as we head to Cincinnati. Oh, time to go do our scouting. So we lost 2 games in Cincinnati. It looks like Carlos Perez took the loss for us. Pete Harnish got the win for the Reds. Jeff Shaw gets the win in Game 2 of the series. Miguel Bautista takes the loss for the Spos. All right, so let's go ahead to our scouting and see what we were doing last week. So last week, looks like we're looking for a catcher. We're looking for third base, and we are looking for a left fielder. So last week, we had Foster Mueller being scouted. He's at 85%. We're going to continue that, as I believe we have the first pick in the draft. So we're going to continue with him. And Evan Capps, a third baseman. He's at 50%. And our relief pitcher, P.J. Patrick. We don't have very good scouts So we have to kind of do what we can with what we have. So in season 2, we'll make adjustments. We'll, fire management and do all that stuff because I'm a very demanding general manager, and I don't want guys who aren't going to work and aren't going to do their job. So Foster Mueller, you're my guy. We're going to continue to look at him. When we started with him, he was a potential 77, 97, and I was hoping he would grow, but he didn't. Now, Evan Capps has definitely grown. He's up to a potential of 72, 97, and PJ Patrick is at 66, 91. So we'll see what happens with these guys. I'm going to let it go for another week. All right, and let's go back to our calendar here. So rounding out the weekend, we have one last game with Cincinnati, and we lose that one. So 3 losses in a row for the Expos, and they head to Cleveland to take on the Guardians Indians, and we get a win in Game 1. Carl Pavano with the win. We won 6-1. Game 2, we lose 2-0, and then a 7-6 victory. So we are 18-20 as we make our way through May. And St. Louis, a loss. St. Louis, a win. Okay. Another day for scouting. We'll check in with our players. So here we are. We're going to stick with Evan Capps. Looks like he's going to continue to be scouted. We'll take Foster Mueller off the board and look at another catcher here. Now, I do this a little bit differently than other guys that you may see on YouTube. I just find people and scout them, right? I mean, isn't that kind of the point? Some guys do it all scientific and break it down, and to them, I applaud them, but I do not do that. I'm impatient. That's the best way to describe it. The fanatic is definitely impatient. So here's another 99 potential. This guy would probably be second, possibly third round. We don't have a third round pick as I look at the board on the left. So let's see what we got in the 45s. We've got Bobby Odell. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scout Bobby Odell this week, and we'll continue scouting PJ Patrick and Evan Capps. PJ's dropped another point. Evan dropped just 1 point, so hopefully something will change with him. All right. Let's go ahead in here. There it is. Okay, so we get the loss to St. Louis. All right, so we've got an NL East battle with the Atlanta Braves, who are 17-24. We are 19-22, and we are in Atlanta for this one. So let's go ahead and jump into this game. We've got Dustin Hermanson on the mound against Greg Maddux. How about Greg Maddux, a Hall of Fame pitcher for the Atlanta Braves? Let's see what Greg Maddux did in the real 1997. All right, let's go to the archives here and see what our man Greg Maddux did in 1997. I'm going to bank on possibly a Cy Young. So Greg Maddux in 1997, he was 19-4 with a 2.20 ERA. So the man was absolutely on that year. And yes, he did win the Cy Young. So he was an all-star with a Cy Young award, his second. No, I'm sorry. That means he came in second in Cy Young voting. 12th in MVP voting, and he did win a Gold Glove. Man could definitely play defense in his position. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. We're going to go ahead and quick manage, and we'll see how the Expos make out against the Atlanta Braves. And that's always fun to kind of jump in and just see how these guys played in those seasons as well. Once again, if you're tuning in, thanks for tuning in. We are with the Expos heading into Atlanta for this series. We lost a couple games heading into this one, so the team's still below 500. But here we are. Dustin Hermanson will be on the hill. We're not going to touch the lineups. We'll keep everything how it is heading in. And, actually, our hitting coach has been asking about giving Shane Andrews a break today. This player is not handling right-handing pitching very well, only managing a 167 average. Yeah, well, sorry, hitting coach. We don't have a whole lot to choose from. Lee Tinsley could crack the starting lineup for a day or two. This player is getting a bit impatient spending so much time on the bench. Well, suck it up, pal. I'm the general manager. Okay, so here we go. Mark Grudzielanek to lead off against Greg Maddux, and he grounds out. Jones strikes out. Guerrero. Oh, Vladdy hits a solo jack, and it's 1-0 Spos. Thank you, Greg Maddux. Rondell White goes back-to-back with our man, Vladdy Guerrero. Brad Fulmer. Oh, I thought we were going to get the hat trick there on the home runs in the first inning. All right, so here's Andrew Jones to lead off against Dustin Hermanson. He grounds out. Holbert pops out. Chipper Jones going to strike out. Beautiful first inning for Dustin Hermanson. Maddux back on the bump. Andrews strikes out. Here's our boy Bobby Henley. He's going to strike out. Orlando Cabrera grounds out. Dustin Hermanson gives up the pop to Javi Lopez. Man, I forgot about Javi Lopez. All right, Klesko singles. Tucker doubles. Perez grounds out. Let's go ahead and walk Lockhart to get to Maddux. Maddux is going to hit into a fielder's choice, and Andrew Jones grounds out. So pretty good bit of coaching there by the Fanatic, pitching around or walking to get to the pitcher. Remember, this is 1997, so our pitchers definitely hit in National League parks. We try to keep it as accurate as we can. Okay, Maddux to Hermanson. Here you go. Pitcher on pitcher, strikeout. Grudzielanek, single. Jones, double. So we got second and third for Vladdy, who's already hit a home run in this game. Ooh, what do we do here? Do we go for the run? Yeah. Oh, he hits into a double play. Tried for the sac fly. Okay. Ray Holbert. Ray Holbert is coming to bat for the Braves. You know what that means, right? Let's go and check the files. See if we can find Ray Holbert on here. Oh, no, that's YouTube, Mikey. We don't want to be doing that. Let's go to back to the archives. We'll check on Ray Holbert. Ray Holbert. Wow. I thought that was maybe a made-up player. No, my man Ray Holbert. Ray Holbert played for the San Diego Padres in 94 and 95. Didn't see any Major League action in 1997, but he did play for the Braves in 1998 in about 8 games. So welcome to my world, Ray Holbert. You're batting .217 with 3 RBIs on the season. Dustin Hermanson gets him to ground out. Here's Chipper. Chipper singles. Let's try to pick off Chipper. We won't get him. Javi, who homered off us, reaches on an error. Klesko walks. We got the bases juiced for Michael Tucker. Tucker, we walked in a run. Oh, my Lord. Eddie Perez, singles. Keith Lockhart grounds out. Okay, so it's 3-2 Braves after that terrible inning. Rondell White with the ground out. Fulmer triples, beautiful. Shane Andrews sack flies him in, and it's going to be a tie. So that's going to be a tie. Yes, it's 3-3. Henley grounds out. Okay, here's Maddux at the plate. He grounds out. Jones grounds out. Holbert doubles, beautiful. Chipper Jones, he grounds out. Back to the Expos lineup. Cabrera singles. Let's steal. Yeah, he steals. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and bunt him over with Hermanson. Grudzielanek to get the lead. Grounds out. Jones strikes out. Okay, so it's 3-3, bottom of the 5th. Hermanson still on the bump. Javi Lopez grounds out. Klesko grounds out. Tucker grounds out. And we get back to the top of the 6th for Vladimir Guerrero. He flies out. Rondell White, strikeout. Fulmer, pop-up. Eddie Perez against Hermanson, ground out. Lockhart, strikeout. Maddux, ground out. So Maddux had to stay in and hit because, well, he's pitching pretty good in this one. Andrews, singles to start the inning. Bobby Henley, .230 batting average, 15 RBIs, 4 home runs. And they bring in Rudy Cienez. Well, Rudy Sens, if you're listening to my game. But it's Rudy Cienez, and he gets a fielder's choice. Cabrera flies out. I think we got to take Hermanson out here. We'll take Hermanson out, and we're going to bring in, let's see, Rudy is a righty. So let's take a look and see what we got. Well, FP's a switch hitter, so welcome in FP Santangelo. He strikes out. Of course he does. All right, little pitching change. Oh, we could leave FP out there to pitch, but we won't. We don't have a whole lot to choose from in our beautiful Expos bullpen. Hopefully we'll be able to make some sort of deal later on in the season to take care of that. But we're going to go ahead and let's bring in, well, we've got righty switch. So we'll bring in a righty. Bautista's a little juiced. Let's bring in, Urbina's our closer. We don't have much to choose from. Let's bring in Telford. Telshaw or Telford. All right, Telford gets the ground out, gets the strikeout, and Chipper grounds out. So good job from Telford there in the 7th. Still a tie game as we head to the top of the 8th for Grizzolonic. He strikes out. Terry Jones grounds out. Vladdy grounds out. Do we leave Telford in? We've got righty, lefty, lefty. No. Let's bring in a lefty. We'll bring in DeHart. He gets the ground out. He walks Klesko, who can't run, so they bring in Gerald Williams, ex-Yankee. Oh, I love Gerald Williams when he was a Yankee. All right. Try to pick him off. We can't get him. Tucker strikes out. Let's try to pick him off one more time. And there's the fielder's choice. Okay, so Rudy Cianez is going to stay out there to face Rondell White. Nope. Kerry Lightenberg comes in.
Ball 4, take your base.
Rondell walks. Fulmer bunts him over. Andrews singles. Oh, and they threw him out at home plate. What? Oh, it's all on Bobby Henley here, and he strikes out. Okay, so Rick DeHart has some juice left in the tank, and we're going to leave him on here to pitch to the bottom of the Braves order. And they bring, and we get Andres Galarraga, the big cat, pinch hitting for the Braves. And he strikes out. Beautiful job, Rick. Danny Bautista comes in to pinch hit for the pitcher. He gets a double. All right, so we're going to walk Andrew Jones, and we are going to pitch to Ray Holbert, hoping for a double play. And we get the fielder's choice. That's close enough. So do we walk Chipper to get to Lopez, who already homered? Yep, we're going to do it. All right, Rick. Let's see what you got against Javi. Oh, he struck him out. Beautiful. Great job. I normally wouldn't do that, but what the heck, man. I'd rather pitch to Javi Lopez than Chipper Jones. Okay, Danny Bautista is up. No, he's not. Yeah, okay, John Rocker. John Rocker. I used to love when this guy would come running out of the bullpen. All right, of course, I'm a Yankee fan, and we faced him in a World Series a couple times. So, but I definitely like watching him come out of the bullpen. Guy was like a bull. It was great. Okay, Rocker against Cabrera. All right, so somebody came in. I don't know who it was, but let's see. Tony Graffanino comes in to play second base. Okay, so Cabrera grounds out. DeHart has to come out against Rocker. Who do we bring in? Let's bring in Tinsley. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so Lee Tinsley here up against John Rocker. And there's a strikeout. And Grizzolonic on an error. He reaches on an error. Terry Jones at the plate, and he flies out. Okay, time to go to the bullpen here. And we're going to bring in Steve Klein to pitch for the Spos against Gerald Williams. Gerald Williams is batting .309 with 11 ribbies and 3 home runs. He strikes out. Tucker strikes out. Klein gets 3 Ks in the 10th. Top of the 11th, Vlad Guerrero at the plate. And they bring in Alan Embry. And Vladdy singles off Embry. Okay, Rondell White Do we steal with Vlad? Or do we bunt with Rondell White? Oh, wow, that's a tough one. Okay, we're going to swing. And he hits into a fielder's choice. So now we got Rondell White on first base. Fulmer doubles, and they throw out Rondell White at home plate again. Dude, that's twice in this game that they have thrown out Rondell White. And there's the ground out. Okay, so we're back. Bottom of the 11th. We'll keep Klein out there. He gives up a double to Graffanino. Embry is going to come out for sure. Yeah, so they're going to bring in Curtis Pride. And we are going to... We're going to walk Curtis Pride. Andrew Jones drives in the winning run, and that was stupid. So the Braves defeat the Expos in 11 here. Javi Lopez is the player of the game. Embry gets to win, and Steve Klein takes the very unfortunate loss for the Expos. Let's advance forward. Carlos Perez will take on Kevin Millwood in this one. So here we go, jumping right in. All right, Carlos Perez on the hill for the Spos. We're going to keep this lineup the way. No, let's get Shane out of here because he's cold. So we'll get Shane out of here. And do we have a third baseman? Mike Mordecai. Mike, you're in. Let's see what you got here. Bobby, you'll bat in the 6th spot. Oh, no, you're not playing third. You're batting in the 6th spot. Orlando, you'll jump up. And Perez, of course, you will bat 9th. Can you move the pitcher? Oh, you can move the pitcher. We're not going to do that. Okay. There we go. They're going to ask me to... I'm going to skip it. Okay, Grudzielanek leads off with a ground out. Jones with a fly out. Guerrero. So this is game 2 against the Braves in this 4-game series. Carlos Perez on the hill for the Expos. Let's go ahead and take a look at Carlos Perez in the archives. See what Carlos Perez did for the Montreal Expos. No, Mike. Learn how to spell. It's not Perex. It's Perez. I think we're looking for 1995 to 2000 Carlos Perez. Yes, he was an Expo. Played for the Expos in 1997, where he went 12-13 with a 3.88 ERA. He did have 5. The man had 5 shutouts. So it looks like he was one of the better pitchers they had. And then, of course, rolled his career over to the Dodgers, where he played for 3 years and didn't really put up significant numbers. So let's see. He's 2-3. He's 2 wins, 3 losses for us. In 48 innings pitched, he's got 30 Ks and a 4.28 ERA. So he gets Williams to ground out. Holbert strikes out. Chipper grounds out. Rondell White at the plate against Kevin Millwood. Ground out. Fulmer reaches on an error. Henley hits into a fielder's choice, so we've got Bob Henley on first base. Fastest catcher in the league, and he steals second base. Orlando singles him in. Great job by the Expos playing a little small ball. Mordecai with a single. Let's see if Carlos Perez has something in his bat. No, he strikes out. Okay, so here's the big cat, Andres Galarraga, batting 4th. Perez gets him to ground out. Andrew Jones reaches when he's hit by a pitch. Great job, Carlos. And then a double play. Beautiful. Okay, Grudzielanek singles. Jones strikes out. Vladdy singles. So we got first and second now with Rondell White at the plate. He flies out. Brad Fulmer grounds out. Tony Graffanino up for the Braves. He walks. Batista singles. So first and second for Millwood. He sacked bunts. So we're going to go ahead and walk Williams to pitch to Holbert. And Holbert beats us with a single. Tied 1-1. Chipper strikes out. The big cat comes up, and he grounds out in this one. Okay, so we're through 3 innings. It's a 1-1 game. We've got 4 hits. The Braves have 2. Millwood stays on the hill to face Bobby Henley, and he singles. Beautiful. Let's see if Bob Henley goes for another stolen base. Oh, he got caught. Cabrera strikes out. Mordecai singles. And Perez grounds out. So Andrew Jones is going to single. Perez double play. Graffanino grounds out. So we got a tight one here in Atlanta. Every time I say that, though, we end up losing. But we do have a tight one so far. Grudzelonic's going to single. Jones hits into a fielder's choice. Vlad triples him in, gives the Expos the lead. White with a strikeout. So we leave Vlad on third. And here's Carlos Perez back on the bump. He gets Bautista. He gets Millwood. He gets Williams. So good job here so far for Perez. Henley grounds out. Cabrera triples. Please don't leave him on third. Let's do it. No, they switch. Dennis Martinez comes on for the Braves. Suicide squeeze, and we got it. Ooh, how about that? Great job from Mordecai. Perez, well, he's pitching good, so we're going to let him hit. He walks. Wow, Grudzelonic is going to hit into a fielder's choice. Okay, so bottom of the sixth. Carlos is still on the bump. He's got a lot of energy left, so he's been pitching pretty good here, giving up just 3 hits and 1 run. He gets the strikeout. Jones is going to ground out. Galarraga walks. He's not fast, so we'll leave him where he is. Jones reaches on an error, of course. Eddie Perez grounds out. So we are through 6. We are up 3-1 against the Braves. Jones reaches on an error. He gets caught stealing. Vladdy grounds out, and White grounds out. Graffinino strikes out. Bautista doubles. Cienez. So Javi Lopez is coming in to pinch hit. He singles and drives in a run. Oh, no, we caught him at home plate. Beautiful. So it doesn't only happen to us. Williams singles. We got first and second. 2 outs. Holbert doubles in 2. Frickin' Holbert is killing me. Oh, my Lord. I mean, what did we say he was? Holbert. Ray Holbert had a career batting average of .223, and he is absolutely destroying my Expos team. Okay, we got to get him out of the... No, let's leave him in. He still has juice.
Ball 4, take your
and he walks Chipper, and he gives up a 3-run jack. So you see how that happens? Oh, come on, Mike, man. What are you doing? Okay, let's go here. Pitching change. We're going to go ahead and take him out, and we are going to bring in Mike Maddox. Mike Maddox, here we go. He gives up a jack. It's 7-3. Perez singles. They've batted around now. Graffinino walks. And he gives up a single. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and we cannot get the third out. You know what? We're down 7-3. Let's leave Mike out there. And he gets the ground out. Okay, top of the 8th. We gave up 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th. We were up 3-1 going in. We're down 7-3 now in the top of the 8th. Can we get some magic from the Spos? Well, they're bringing in John Rocker to close this one out early. That's kind of a surprise. We get a fly out. Henley grounds out. Cabrera walks. Mordecai walks. So we've got a little life here. We go to the bench for a pinch hitter, and we're going to bring in... Oh, Rocker's a lefty. So we'll bring in Chris Widger, our backup catcher. And he... Oh, we got thrown out of home plate again. Okay. Widger's not going to pitch, that's for sure. We'll bring in Bautista. Bautista gets a ground out, gets a strikeout, gets another strikeout. We should have brought him in earlier. Probably would have been the smartest thing for us to do, but we didn't do that. All right, so here we go, baby. We've got John Rocker on the hill, Grudzelonic at the plate. We need 4 runs to tie, 5 runs to win here in the top of the 9th. And they bring in Alan Embry. Ground out, fly out. Vladdy, can you keep it going? He doubles. Wow. He's 3 for 5 in this game. Guy's had a bat. He's like the only one. Rondell White, who's been totally cold, pops up to end the game. Okay, so your player of the game is Andres Galarraga. 1 for 3 with a home run and 3 ribbies. Cienez gets the win. Perez takes the loss. And we are now 19-24 and currently dwelling in the cellar of the NL East. Okay, moving forward. We don't care about that. Javier Vasquez will go against Tom Glavine. So we've seen Maddox, we've seen Millwood, And now we see Tom Glavine here in game number 3 of 4 against the Braves. All right, we'll head into this one. Both teams at 19 and 24 trying to climb out of the cellar. Let's see if we can get a win against Tom Glavine. Javier Vasquez out there for us. We have like nobody to jump in and take the place of any of these guys to help out. So we're actually going to take Terry Jones out because he's cold. We'll put in F.P. Santangelo to play left field. Vladdy, you have to stay out there. I'm sorry. Rondell White. Do we have a backup center fielder? No, we don't because he's cold right now. Do we have a backup third baseman? We have Mike Mordecai. Mike Mordecai will play third base in this one. Yeah, sorry, can't do anything about it. Okay, Tom Glavine on the hill for the Braves. Mark Grudzielanek at the plate to lead this one off. This is game number 3 of 4 against the Braves. We have lost the first 2, so maybe we can get at least one win in this series. Ground out for Grudzielanek. Santangelo grounds out. Guerrero flies out. Vasquez out there for the Expos. He is 2-2 in 42.2 innings, or 42 2/3, however you want to say it. 28 Ks, 3.8 ERA, 1.62 WHIP. He gets Andrew Jones to ground out. Walt Weiss. How about Walt Weiss? I liked Walt Weiss on the A's. He's batting .248 with a home run and 5 ribbies on the season. Looks like he's playing kind of a platoon role at short. He grounds out. Chipper is going to hit a solo jack to start this one off. Galarraga singles. Lopez. Oh, they caught Andres Galarraga stealing. Like that's ever going to even happen. Okay. Rondell White grounds out. Widger doubles. Beautiful start for Chris Widger. Mordecai is going to ground out. Cabrera flies out. So, Javi comes back out to face Javi. Javi to face Javi. Love it. Javi Lopez grounds out. Klesko strikes out. Tucker singles. Lockhart grounds out. Tom Glavine back out there. Fulmer singles. Vasquez, fielder's choice. Grudzielanek singles, moves Vasquez to third. Oh, our pitcher's on base. Yeah, that's right. He reached on the fielder's choice. Okay, so Grudzielanek, yeah, we're going to have you steal.
He's safe.
He gets there. Beautiful. And we've got F.P. Santangelo. Let's see what FP's done. Oh, I hit the wrong button. We scored 4 runs, though. Maybe we should do all of our innings that way. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that would be great. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to pitch to Tom Glavine, and he grounds out. We're going to pitch to Andrew Jones. We hit him. He hit him. All right, how about Walt Weiss now? He singles. Chipper Jones, first and second. Fielder's choice. So we've got 2 outs for Andres the Big Cat Galarraga, who got caught stealing in his last trip to the plate, and we get him on a fielder's choice. All right, so we are up 4-1. We're up 4-1 right now, and the Expos are trying to come alive. All right, we're trying to come alive. We're trying to climb out of the gutter, trying to climb out of the basement of the NL East against the Braves, who are actually tied for last place with us right now.
Ball 4, take your base.
Mordecai gets the walk, so he's on first, and we're going to swing away with Cabrera. He flies out. Fulmer is going to pop out, and Vasquez
Take your base. Ball
walks.
4.
So our pitcher, he's been on base twice in this game. Grudzielanek is going to ground out. Looks like we have somebody joining us. Welcome in. Feel free to comment. Say a little something. Let me know you're there. All right, Javi hits a solo home run. Oh, it's 4-2. Klesko grounds out. Tucker grounds out. Lockhart is going to ground out. All right, Tom Glavine back out there. Santangelo grounds out. Vladdy singles to start the inning. He gets caught stealing second.
3.
And Rondell White strikes out. Rondell White has not been good for us in this series or in this game so far. Tom Glavine, they pinch hit early for Tom Glavine, so that's good. Maybe we can put up more runs if they go to their bullpen. Even though their bullpen has been very good so far, as we've seen.
3.
Perez gets the strikeout. Andrew Jones with the ground out. Walt Weiss is going to strike out. So, Eddie Perez is not the pitcher. We'll see Dennis Martinez. Chris Widger grounds out. Mordecai grounds out. And, of course, Cabrera grounds out. Because we Dude. So the question is, where is Tank? And yes, I know if you were here for the beginning of the episode, you would know where Tank is. Unfortunately, I don't know if Tank will be back because I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I may have lost my Tank information. So there is Tank will be remade, and I will have to probably start over with the man, and we will do Tank live. I've decided Tank will be live for sure because I just feel like I can do Tank much better live for sure. Basically, Tank was basically my face with a mullet and a mustache, so it should be pretty easy to recreate the man and try to build his career from the start again. If you obviously I can see I'm talking to basically one person right now, but you want to check it out. I'll start doing it here shortly, probably in the next week or so. Hopefully, maybe next week's baseball will be live with the Tank. Anyway, folks, we do have a little look in here on the Major League game. The National League Championship Series, the Dodgers are up 2-1 on the Brewers in the bottom of the fifth, with the Brewers at the plate. Well, obviously, if it's the bottom of the fifth and they're in Milwaukee, the Brewers are at the plate. Okay, let's get back to the game here. So, if you're just joining us, 1997 rosters, we've got Javi Vasquez of the Expos taking on Chipper Jones at the plate. Chipper's going to ground out. The Big Cat singles, and we get the double play there. So our Vasquez is pitching pretty well, for certain. Dennis Martinez. They bring in Paul Bird. I remember Paul Bird. And he gives up a single to Fulmer. So we're going to take Vasquez out here. We're going to pinch hit for him. And I think we're going to bring in good old Bob Henley? No, we'll bring in Ryan McGuire. Ryan McGuire. Okay, let's see about Ryan McGuire. Let's take a look here in the files and see Ryan McGuire. So, again, if you're just joining, we have been getting worked by this guy, Ray Holbert of the Braves, who was a Padre and had a .223 batting average. So this roster has been great for that so far. As I go through and play some of these games, I'm getting absolutely destroyed by guys who only played for like a season. Let's see. Ryan McGuire. Yes, he played 3 seasons with the Montreal Expos. And he actually played in 130 games. I'll give him some credit here. My bad, Ryan, if you ever hear this. Ryan played in 130 games in 1998 for the Expos. That was his biggest season, 210 at-bats. He hit 186. And had an on-base percentage of .292, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. So not the most productive season in 1998 for Ryan McGuire. Anyway, so let's see what he can do in a pinch hit position here. And he flies out. Of course he does. Gridzelonic's going to strike out, and F.P. Santangelo hits into a double play. Okay, so here we go. Ryan Klesko singles. Tucker walks. Ryan McGuire is pitching. Oh, come on, dude. You got to pay attention. Yes. Why didn't you say something out there? Ryan McGuire is pitching. We don't want Ryan McGuire to be pitching. Oh, he's gone. My guest is gone. Anyway, all right, so we're going to switch him up for sure. We'll take him out. We'll bring in Klein again. Klein pitched good last time. He gets a fielder's choice. And he gets Williams to roll over into a double play. Williams is on the bump, but he'll be taken off. It's Rudy Cianez out there now. Vladdy grounds out. And how about Rondell White finally coming up big for the Expos? Gets us a solo home run. It's 5-2 in the top of the 8th. Ground out Widger. Mordecai walks. Cabrera strikes out. All right, Steve Klein still on the hill for the Expos. In 21 innings, he's got a 4.22 ERA, so absolutely killing it if you look at the rest of the Expos bullpen. He gets the ground out. He gets Walt White singles. Chipper strikes out, and the Big Cat, who's 2 for 3 in this one, grounds out. Excellent job for Steve Klein. Wonderful. Rudy Cianez stays on the hill for the Braves. Nope, my bad. They bring in John Rocker in a non-save situation. Fulmer is going to single. Do we leave Steve Klein out there to hit? Well, yeah, why not? Because we have no other. Look at our bench. We've got Andrews, Hubbard, Jones, and Henley, who have all been total garbage so far on the season. So we're going to leave him out there, see if he can get us a sack bunt, and he does his job. Good job, Steve. Brad Fulmer on second now with Grudzielanek at the plate. He grounds out, and FP is going to single to hey, we got another one. Guerrero grounds out. So it's 6-2. Can we hold this down? Can we absolutely maybe hold this down? Do we leave Steve Klein out there? We've got Javi Lopez, Ryan Klesko, and Tucker coming to the plate. Let's see if we can do something here. We're going to go to the bullpen, and we are bringing in Ugeth Urbina to try to close this one out. Ugeth Urbina gives up a single to Javi Lopez. Gets Ryan Klesko to ground into the double play. Okay, Michael Tucker to try to keep things going for the Braves, and we got him. Vladdy Guerrero is going to be our player of the game. 2 for 5 with a run, a home run, and 2 ribbies. Excellent job. So we don't get completely swept by the Braves here in this series. We are back to the middle of the division at 20-24. The Mets are 29-15. The 1997 Mets are at 29-15. Is that believable? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to the files. Type right here, Mike. 1997 Mets, and the 1997 Mets. They finished the season 88-75, third in the NL East. Bobby Valentine was their manager. That wasn't the year that he put on the disguise and hid in the dugout, but yeah, that was actually a pretty good team. They had Alfonso. They had John Olerud, who we saw in the last episode, Bernard Gilkey. So that was one heck of a team that the Mets had put together. So they sim pretty well because they're 29-15 right now. Okay, let's move forward. We've got one more here with the Braves, and then we'll move into our next series. So we've got Trey Moore on the hill. So if anyone's been watching, if you saw episode number 1, this is the shocking surprise of this Montreal Expos sim. Trey Moore is 6-0 with a 1.70 ERA. He has been holding it down. He's 5th in our rotation, but he's absolutely been killing it. He's going up against Denny Nagel here in this one in Atlanta. Sorry. Can't really do much. They want me to put all these guys in, but I'm not putting anybody in.
Play ball.
I got nobody to put in. We might have to make some moves here. 1997 was a good year. We could probably pick up a couple of guys for sure. Okay. So we start this one off. Denny Nagel against the Expos here. Denny Nagel is 3-4, 47 innings pitched, 30 Ks, 4.4 ERA to start the season for him. He'll take on the Expos. Mark Grudzielanek to lead it off with a ground out. Terry Jones singles. He's fast. He steals second base. Vladdy flies out, and Rondell White's going to ground out. Okay, Trey Moore here. Here's our ace. He's 5th in the rotation. Again, 6-0, 47 innings pitched, 28 Ks, a 1.7 ERA with a 1.13 whip. Let's see what the man can do here against this stellar Braves lineup. All right, Gerald Williams strikes out. Walt Weiss walks. We'll try to pick him off. We can't get him. Chipper, fielder's choice, and the Big Cat singles. So the Big Cat's been ripping it up in this series. Andrew Jones is going to ground out. Denny Nagel now back on the bump for the Braves. Widger's going to strike out. Andrews hits a home run, and it's 1-0 Spos. Absolutely love that. Cabrera flies out. Fulmer is going to ground out. So in case you didn't notice, or if you're just joining, I think I've got maybe one person watching with me right now, but the coaches were asking us to take a lot of these dudes out of the lineup because they're tired, and I don't have anyone that can play on this team, so we're just rolling. We're just rolling with what we got. You're tired? Who cares? Drink some Gatorade. I don't know. In that era, who knows what they were doing, but do whatever you have to because we need you to play. All right, Trey still on the hill. Perez singles to start the inning.
3.
Graffinino with the strikeout. Bautista hits into a double play. Nagel grounds out. Grudzielanek strikes out. Jones is going to fly out. Okay, Moore gets Nagel to ground out. Williams singles. He's pretty quick. Let's try to pick him off. We try to pick him off. Doesn't happen. Walt Weiss grounds into a double play. So Moore is holding the Braves scoreless through 3. Guerrero pops out. White flies out. Widger grounds out. Chipper singles to start the inning. The big cat doubles, and we throw out Chipper at the plate. So the shutout continues for Trey Moore. Ground out. Ground out. Nagel walks Shane Andrews, who homered in the second inning. All right, Cabrera is going to bunt him over. So we're playing a little small ball here. Fulmer walks, so we got first and second, and we're not taking Trey Moore out. He's going to bunt to move them over. Grudzielanek, can you do something here? Yes, he hits a 3-run jack, and it's 4-0. This team absolutely comes to play when Trey Moore is on the hill. Absolutely comes to play. Terry Jones singles. Vladdy, and we run him off. So Embry comes out. Alan Embry for the Braves. And it's weird. I've seen Alan Embry come out for the Braves in relief as well as in a closing situation. I don't know if he was necessarily a closer. If you're out there and you remember Alan Embry, I think he pitched for the Padres as well. I'm not going to go to the archives, but I'm pretty sure he pitched for the Padres, and I know he definitely was not a closer in San Diego. All right, Graffinino strikes out. Bautista grounds out. Alan Embry, are we going to leave him in? No, they're going to bring in Javi Lopez, who hit a home run off us once in this series already, and Moore gives up a double to Javi. Okay, so Gerald Williams. Do we want to pitch to Gerald Williams? He's 1 for 2 in this one. Or do we want to pitch to Walt Weiss? We're going to walk Gerald, and we're going to pitch to Weiss, and he grounds out. So pretty smart move there by the Fanatic. Excellent managing skills for sure. Okay. Dennis Martinez coming on now. He's going to pitch to Rondell. Rondell strikes out. Chris Widger singles. And there's a double play. Okay, Trey Moore still out there. The man has pitched 5 good innings. Can he get through the 6th? Chipper leads off with a ground out. Galarraga grounds out. Andrew Jones grounds out. So he's through 6 innings. The man is pitching a gem. It's a shutout. Only 6 hits allowed. Cabrera will lead off for the Expos in the top of the 7th. Paul Bird comes in to pitch, and he gets Cabrera to ground out. Fulmer's going to single. Here's another big choice. Trey Moore. He's been pitching good. Yeah, we're going to use him to bunt. He pops up. Grudzielanek singles. Jones singles to drive in a run. So the Expos coming alive here in the 7th. Guerrero pops up and ends the inning. So Trey Moore, let's see if he can get through the bottom of the lineup, and then we'll take him out in the 8th. He gets a ground out from Perez. He gives up a single to Graffinino. Bautista hits into a double play. So he has thrown 7 scoreless in this one. Trey Moore, Cy Young candidate from the Expos, who are not that good. Rondell White grounds out. Widger grounds out. Andrews reaches on an error, and Cabrera grounds out. Do we give him one more batter? Well, they're going to bring in a pinch hitter, and we get the ground out. One more? Oh, he gives up a double to Gerald Williams. Okay, so that's gonna do it for Trey Moore. Excellent job. We're going to the bullpen, and we're bringing in. Let's see, we've got switch righty coming up. And Chipper's a pretty good left-handed hitter, so I think we're gonna go lefty. We're bringing in Rick DeHart. Fly out. Ground out. Excellent job from DeHart. So 5-0 lead going to the top of the ninth. Brad Fulmer at the plate. He singles to start it off. We've got to go to the bench. We're going to bring in FP. FP's been our pinch hitter. He's going to hit into a fielder's choice. Grudzielanek fielder's choice. Terry Jones rounds out. Okay, so we have a position player on the mound. So we got to take him out because we screwed this up last time. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in Ugath. I know it's not a closing situation, but who cares? He walks the big cat to start the inning. They sack bunted Andrew Jones to move Galarraga over. Okay. I mean, I guess I do stuff like that too. Bobby Cox is just getting bold in this one. He sack bunts Perez to move Galarraga over. He doesn't want to be shut out. And we get the shutout. Okay, so how about that? First win of the episode, and it's Trey Moore. He is now 7-0 on the season for the Expos, and boy, is he making waves. Is he making waves? Let's go ahead and take a look and see Trey Moore. I think we may have seen this in the last episode because we were in complete shock last time as well. And Trey Moore pitched for 3 seasons with the Expos. His best record came in 1998 when he was 2-5 with a 5.02 ERA. So sounds like he was the ace of the Expos in 1998 too. But he sims really well. This dude is a stud so far for the Expos in this one. Okay, so we are through 4 games with the Braves, and we're heading into a 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. We came away 2-2 in that one, and our record is 21-24. So we did climb out of the basement. We are now in the middle of the pack. The Marlins have actually fallen back. They were in second place to start the episode. The Phillies have jumped up into second place, with the Mets still way ahead in this one. But they will tank, as always. The Mets are not good. They will drop it. I guarantee you they will. Pop, if you're out there listening, I'm sorry, but they're not going to hold on. I guarantee it. Okay. Let's go back to the calendar now. And we're going to sim through these 3 games with the Braves. We're going to sim through these 3 games with the Orioles. And we have an injury down in Double-A. And we lose 2 in a row. And the Orioles were pretty good at this point. So, and hey, we got a win. And hopefully it wasn't Trey Moore that pitched. Nope, we don't see Trey Moore until Wednesday against the Braves. So we'll jump into that one for sure. Let's go ahead and simulate through the 19th and the 20th. And how about Trey Moore? We're going to go back and see Trey Moore in Game 2 against the Braves at home. We are at home at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Denny Nagel is going to be out there again. So let's go ahead and we'll jump into this one. We've got Trey Moore out on the hill again in this one. If you're just joining, welcome in. If you're coming back, or if you left and came back, welcome back. Feel free to comment as we're playing the games. You know, I'm trying to play with these older rosters because I'm pretty sure that a lot of my friends out there who have been watching my episodes will remember some of these guys, so feel free to comment as we roll through. Okay, Trey Moore is going to be on the hill again. He is 7-0, 1.47 ERA, and he is full of energy heading into this one against the Braves as he tries to get his second win of the season against the Braves. You look at our lineup, everything remains pretty much the same. No real big changes, so we're just going to hit that. And they're asking for Terry Jones to come out against left-handers. So let's see who they replace him with. Yeah, we'll put FP in. All right, FP, you're in there. Let's see what you can do. Okay, Trey Moore on the bump against the Braves. Williams grounds out. Weiss flies out. Jones reaches on an error. The big cat grounds into a fielder's choice. Okay, so we get through 1. Strikeout Grudzielanek. Santangelo grounds out. Vladdy singles to start it off for the Expos. Rondell White, of course, grounds out. Okay, so we are through an hour. We're going to get through this game, and then we're going to get through the month, and we will close out the episode. So Trey Moore, still out there. He gets Jones to ground out. Lopez grounds out, and Bautista is going to strike out. Widger singles to lead off for the Expos. Good job there. Shane Andrews, who swings a pretty good bat. Well, he's 177 on the season, but he's got 5 dingers. He grounds into a double play. So every time I start talking about these guys, they really start to play like crap. Cabrera grounds out. And I apologize if crap is a bad word, but I'm going to say it anyway. All right. Moore, ground out. Nagel, ground out. Williams, ground out. Ooh, he's through 3. He's got a no-hitter going. Shh. Don't speak too soon there, Fanatic. All right, Fulmer with a single. Trey Moore is going to bunt him over. Good job. Grudzielanek strikes out. Let's see if FP can get us something. And he grounds out. Walt Weiss, ground out. Jones walks. Galarraga, fielder's choice. Jones, fielder's choice. So, no hitter through 4 for Trey. Guerrero doubles. Well, good way to start that. Rondell, 261 batting average, 5 homers, 22 ribbies. Do we let him swing?
3.
Strikeout. Widger, ground out. Don't leave Vladdy on second. They do. All right, Javi Lopez, ground out. Bautista, strikeout. Graffanino walks. Denny Nagel. Oh, Denny Nagel breaks up the no-hitter. The freaking pitcher, man. All right. Williams singles and drives in a run. Walt Weiss walks. Bases juice for Chipper, and he grounds out. Okay. So, the no-hitter's broken up, and we give up a run. Cabrera grounds out. Fulmer grounds out. And there we go. Galarraga, ground out. Jones, ground out. Lopez, ground out. Grudzielanek, error. Reaches on an error. Okay, FP bunts him over. Vladdy grounds out.
3.
White is going to strike out. So we're through 6. It's a 1-0 game. Bautista singles to lead off. They try to pick him off. Graffanino hits into a double play.
3.
Nagel strikes out. So Nagel's going to stay out there. So these two pitchers are battling. All right, we're through 6.5 innings. The Braves lead 1-0. They have 3 hits. We have 4 hits. So both pitchers have been going ape on each other. All right, Widger, Mike. Ground out. Andrews ground out.
3.
Cabrera is going to strike out. Trey Moore is getting pretty tired. We haven't seen him go through 7 yet. Williams grounds out.
Ball 4.
Weiss walks. Okay, time to take him out. We're going to take him out for Bautista. Bautista gives up a single to Jones.
Take your base. Ball 4.
Walks the bases loaded. And a sac bunt from Andrew Jones drives in a run.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Bases juiced. And we get the fielder's choice. Okay, can we get something here? Give me something. Fulmer singles to lead off. We're going to pinch hit for Bautista. And we're bringing in Bobby Henley in the pinch hit situation. And what? They throw out the runner on an error.
3.
Grudzielanek strikes out. Santangelo grounds out. Okay, so time to go back to the bullpen. We don't want Bobby Henley to pitch. We'll bring in Klein. He's been pretty good when we need him. We are down 2-0 in the top of the 9th at Olympic Stadium. Ground out. And Nagel singles again. He's going for the complete game in this one. Williams singles. Weiss fielder's choice. Chipper hits a 3-run jack, and this game is officially over. God. Denny Nagel's going to go for the complete game shutout.
3.
Guerrero strikes out. White grounds out. Widger grounds out. Ugh. So Trey Moore takes his first loss of the season at the hands of the Braves. And it was Denny Nagel. The guy played like an absolute stud in this one. Pitches the complete game shutout. Breaks up a no-hitter and drives in a run. So great job for Denny Nagel and the Braves taking down the Expos. Let's go to the calendar for the remainder of the episode as we try to cruise through the month of May with our 1997 Expos. And we get swept by the Braves. We pick up a win against the Giants. Okay, so we've got some scouting to do here at the end of the episode. So we have 2 guys scouted 100%. Evan Capps, our third base prospect. Let's go and find another one. So we'll change up. Go to third baseman. Anybody that can be picked. We'll say, let's go to about the 112 position. Anybody high? Oh, let's check out Estevan Feliz. Estevan Feliz, let's see what you can do. We'll get Patrick off the list here. We're going to change up, go to a relief pitcher. And let's see, we're going to look around the 112th pick in the draft. Yeah, let's look at Reed Boyd. Reed Boyd, 18-year-old high school pitcher. And take a look at him. Bobby Odell, you're still being scouted. You haven't really gotten any better, but we'll keep you where you are. Okay. Go back to the calendar. We got about 6 games left in the episode. And the Giants, we take a loss there. Got another injury. Seattle. So this is the Ken Griffey Jr. Seattle Mariners. Another loss. Another loss. Hey, we got a win. All right. And it's Arizona. Arizona Diamondbacks, 1997. Let's take a look at that roster. See what we got here. The Arizona Diamondbacks in 1997. Matt Williams, Jay Bell, Devon White, Tony Bautista, Kelly Stinnett, Andy Bennis. So it looks like there are 3 studs right here. They got Williams, Bell, and White. Devon White played for the Diamondbacks? Let's for sure take a look at that. Let's see for sure. Devon White. He did. 1990. So most of these guys on this roster are supposed to be 97, but it's more like 98. Devon White did play that year. He played in 146 games, and he batted .279, so pretty good. He hit 22 home runs with the D-backs and had 85 ribbies. That was actually one of his better years. And then he went to the Dodgers after that, so he must have come over from the Marlins. Okay. Anyway, now that I kind of went off on that little sideways note, before we head into this one, we're going to just simulate these, get through the month, and hey, we got another win. How about that? 25-33, and so we'll set our scouting assignments. Actually, we're just going to leave them the way they are as we head into the next episode. Oh, no, we don't want to jump in there. Okay, so I kind of got ahead of myself there. All right, so we are episode 2 in the books. June 1st is where we'll start in episode number 3. In episode number 3, we'll start with Trey Moore back on the hill. I think we're going to kind of follow him through the season. He is 7-1 with a 1.69 ERA and really rocking it for the Expos staff. I think as we make our way through the month of June and we approach the All-Star break, we're going to look at making some changes. Maybe we can make a run at a wild card. We're 26-33. But I think we might be able to see some improvement. Obviously, I mean, what can you get worse? I mean, most of our lineup are 65s and 50 rankings, so hopefully we can get some improvement in episode number 3. Let's go ahead and take a look around the league, shall we, at our league leaders. That was pretty fun last week. So the National League leader in batting average is Gary Sheffield. Chipper Jones is in second. Jason Kendall of the Pirates is in third. Some high batting averages, 392, 357, 352. A little bit different than the now, if you know what I mean. Definitely a little bit different than the now. All right, hits is Chipper Jones. At-bats is Craig Counsell, 243 at-bats. Doubles, Barry Larkin of the Reds. Triples, Carlos Hernandez of the Padres. Home runs, Chipper Jones with 19. Let's see if we have any Expos in there. We do. Vlad Guerrero, 11 home runs for the Expos. He's currently tied for 12th in the National League. RBIs, Chipper Jones. So is that? No. He's second in batting average. I'll say he's shooting for the Triple Crown. Runs, T. Gwynn, 49 runs for T. Gwynn. Yeah, right. Kilby Alvarez at 40 runs for the also for the Padres. Stolen bases, Edgar Renteria with 14. And bases on balls, John Olerud of the Mets. Whoop. Held that button down. Sorry about that. Let's go back to the American League. Take a look there. Derek Jeter. 377 batting average, leading the way in the American League. He also leads the league in hits with 83. Nomar Garciaparra, 253 at-bats. Doubles, Darren Erstad of the Angels. Derek Jeter, 4 triples for the Yankees. Home runs, Manram of the Indians, 18. Jacks. Derek Jeter has 18 for the Yankees. And, oh my goodness, that is such a lie. All right. We looked at this last week. I think he may have had 20 in a season once, but I don't think he had that kind of pop to be ahead of guys like Mo Vaughn and Ken Griffey Jr. But, hey, it's a simulation, and I'm sure Derek is just a stud with all his rankings. RBIs, Derek Jeter leads the league with 59. Another joke. Sorry, Derek. I know you're never going to watch this, but a joke. And runs. That's realistic. I could believe he had 52 runs. Stolen bases. How about Tom Goodwin? Ricky Henderson. How old is he in this game? Let's see. He's 39. Ricky Henderson at 39 has 19 stolen bases. Still killing it. Brian Giles with 40 base on balls. And Edgar with 38 for the Mariners. Let's go ahead and look at some of these pitching stats. We go to the National League. Pitching stats, Bobby Jones, 8 wins. Todd Stottlemyre, 8 wins. And our boy, Montreal's own Trey Moore with 7, currently in 3rd place. Losses, who cares about that? Saves, Rod Beck. 30-year-old Rod Beck with 20 saves. I'm looking here to see if I see a name that I know, and I do not. Matt Manti has 9 for the Marlins. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it there. No Trevor Hoffman. Todd Stottlemyre with a 1.56 ERA. Of course, Trey Moore, there he is, 1.69. Shane Reynolds of the Astros, Chan Ho Park in shutouts, Kerry Wood in strikeouts. That sounds about right for 1997. Complete games, Chan Ho Park. Innings pitched, Todd Stottlemyre. We go to the American League. Let's see the American League. Wins is Randy Johnson with 8. Losses, David Wells with 1. Saves, that's 1. He has the least amount of losses. Saves, Bobby Ayala of the Mariners. And yeah, I don't see his name on here either. Let's see. The Yankees must not need him. They must not need him to close games. Oh, Graham Lloyd. What? All right, well, Graham Lloyd is our closer on the Yankees in this universe. Pedro Martinez with a 2.02 ERA. Okay, one more thing. We'll take a look at the awards and see where we stand as of right now. So if the season were to end today, Chipper Jones would be your most valuable player. And Derek Jeter, well, why not? 377 batting average, 18 dingers, and 59 ribbies. Your Cy Young would go to Todd Stottlemyre. And in the American League, it'd be Pedro Martinez. Batting title would go to Gary Sheffield in the National League and Derek Jeter in the American League. Reliever of the Year, Beck and Jones. Rookie of the Year, David Deluche and Ben Grieve of the A's. Okay, so that is going to do it for episode number 2. Of course, I want to thank you for jumping in and joining me. Next time, if you are with us, don't be so shy. Talk it up. Talk it up. That's the whole point of this. As we leave tonight, It is a 3-1 lead for the Dodgers in game number 2 of the NLCS. Of course, the NHL is rocking and rolling. Couple of games that have already finished. In the National Hockey League, the Oilers took down the Rangers tonight. The Capitals took down the Lightning. The Canadiens, who are playing pretty good to start their season, they win 5-4. The Leafs took down the Preds. Tonight's games, we got the Penguins and the Ducks, the Sharks and the Hurricanes, and of course, one of our favorites here in the cave, the Dallas Stars have a 1-0 lead currently on the Wild. So if hockey's something you're interested in, you're going to pick me up maybe on the recorded version later on tonight. Go ahead and jump in with us tomorrow as we will follow the Chicago Blackhawks on their journey towards a Stanley Cup championship in episode number 2 with the Blackhawks. But we leave our Expos here with a record of 26-33, and to kick off next week's episode in the month of June, we'll have Trey Moore back on the hill, our ace superstar pitching guy. That's right, I just said that. Ace superstar pitching guy, Trey Moore, will take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Once again, I thank you for coming in. Keep your eyes open to see live Tank McMurphy as we start fresh with our man Tank. If you've got some comments, you've got some ideas, some thoughts for the Tank, or any of the other episodes, shoot me a comment or go ahead and leave notes in the comments. Sorry, I'm rambling. Sorry about that. All right, that's going to do it for tonight, and hopefully we'll see you in here for Blackhawks episode 2 tomorrow night, and for Tank in the next couple of weeks. All right, I'll catch you all later.